It has been encouraging to me to see the effect that the January 6th violent Trump mob hearings have been doing, the effect that they've been having across the country. Uh, Donald Trump has been deplatformed. Uh, Fox News is throwing Trump overboard because Rupert Murdoch has apparently just had enough of him and wants to go over to the governor of Florida instead, Rick Santoro. Anyway, um, there are so many things that are going on. That the gun safety bill that passed, did anyone in 500 million years ever expect that Congress would be able to stand up to the NRA? The NRA, oh my goodness, they'll cut our heads off if we say anything that the NRA doesn't tell us to say. And yet they passed a gun safety bill. I mean, it's just crazy. The CHIPS bill that was passed in order to increase chip manufacturing, so we don't always have to go to Taiwan to get anything done with computer chips for our cars. The Kansas bill that passed the to maintain their state's constitutional allowance for abortion. The Inflation Reduction Act that's passing that allows Medicare to negotiate with pharmaceutical companies for lower prices for drugs. Boy, the pharmacy companies, hey, did anyone in a million years expect that our Congress would be able to stand up to pharmaceutical companies? That's impossible. They have to come and tell us what they want so that we can write it into law as soon as they say it. It's just remarkable. The fact that terrorist was killed. Basically, he was killed because Joe told him he was going to be killed. The burn pits bill, that NATO, that Finland and Sweden are coming into NATO, that Putin hates this idea. I thought Putin was in charge of everything, but apparently he isn't. All these wonderfully exciting things. The Electoral College Act that causes it to that every time just one senator and one representative don't like the result of an election that happens, that they can just say, no, I don't think so. We're gonna keep that election from taking effect. And it's not an issue that they find anything wrong with the election. It's just that they don't like the results. But the Electoral Count Act will stop that and make the vice president's job of counting the electoral votes more straightforward and less problematic. All these things have been going on since Trump and Russia's ability to breed. I hope I don't sound like a wacko, but I'll tell you what, if you don't think that Russia is taking part in all countries of the world as much as they can to destroy democracies, that's crazy. It's the cheapest, most effective policy that they have, to use the internet and to pay workers to go on and sow distrust in liberal democracies. Yes, it's happening all the time. It's happening right now. Our CIA tells us so. Trump doesn't want to hear it because it totally delegitimizes his election. Republicans don't want to hear it because then, in my opinion, there'd have to be more examination of why Russian money ends up in their campaign contributions. We have seen wonderful things happen from the January 6th hearings, and as Trump's true colors, as honestly, a person who does not care about this country, but only cares about what he can get out, what sort of power and money he can get out of his position as president and former president.